Have you ever had a day where you saw something, heard something, got introduced to something that really just made you really appreciate a little bit more about this life and come to just really love what it is that you're a part of and able to continuously keep on doing on a day to day that just was so amazing. And something for me that something happened, something went down that I don't even want you to look at me today. I want you to look at this amazing field that my neighbor has put together. That is just, it's stunning. Because the past few years, we've been struggling. And it's something that I want to read in the book of, I don't even know how to say this book title in this Bible. I'm going to figure it out here in a second. But something that is just spectacular is like, sometimes things aren't going the way that you think you want them to go. Sometimes things aren't producing the way you want them to produce. Sometimes things are in a sense of, it seems like it's disastrous. But that doesn't mean that God's not real. It doesn't mean that there's a source behind us to be able to get us to do what we do. It doesn't mean that you should give up and quit. It just means that maybe just in that moment, things are just cruising to be able to help you out to be able to do what it is that you need to do in a way that just keep going at it. My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. and I was born July 4th, 1986. Today I want to read something in this book right here called I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to let Google say it. Because
Habakkuk.
There we go. You got that. And the third chapter, all the way down to the 17th verse. Hey guys, let's leave that poor chicken alone. Johnny. And it starts off by saying, though the fig tree does not bud, and there are no grapes on the vines, through the olive crop fails, the fields produce no food. There are no sheep in the pen, and no cattle in the stalls. Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will be joyful in God my Savior. The sovereign God, Lord, my strength. He makes my feet feel like a deer. He enables me to tread on the heights. It's something interesting because sometimes we look at life in a way of, if I don't have what it is that I think that I want right now, that I must not be doing something that I should be doing, as opposed to just realizing that you're more than likely doing what you should be doing and you're going through what you need to be going through. Because it's just something that this amazing field out here is, year after year, it wasn't coming back. And maybe we could think that, oh, I didn't cut it right, or I didn't do this right, or I didn't do that right, I didn't make this happen right, that I was failing with this and I was failing with that. That's why it's not there. I didn't say the right prayer right, so that's why it didn't come. You didn't do anything, and that's why you're not getting. As opposed to just realizing that that's not in any way how this world works and everything that goes on with us on a day-to-day. That sometimes it's just a matter of just continue to keep doing what you're doing, that you're in the season that you're in, and realizing that that's just what it is, and not trying to put such sabotage and such mean and hurtful things upon yourself to make you think that because you've done wrong, that's why wrong is happening to you. That's such a negative way of looking at this world. That's such a misleading translation that people want to still continue to keep pushing out here with trying to tell you what it is that's going on. That the reason why you're suffering is because you are an evil, cruel, malicious, disgusting, disturbing person. That once you start to become a nice person, then nice things are going to come to you. And I'm going to tell you, that is not the way it works. You could do all the niceness you want. You could do all the greatness you want. You could do all the helping hands you want. Doesn't mean that great things are going to come to you. Because if that's what you're trying to do and that's what you're looking for, you're only going to set yourself up for even more destruction, because you're going to find out that just because doing good stuff doesn't mean that that person's going to do good for you. They're just going to say, hey, thank you for doing something nice. It doesn't mean that they're going to do something back for you. That is not how anything out here works. It just means that now you are the person that just continues to keep helping. It doesn't mean that they're going to help you, because they have their own lives, they have their own everything going on. But if you just living your life and just doing what you want to do, knowing that if you do good, cool. If you do bad, cool. It's not gonna bring destruction to you, and also at the same time, it's not gonna bring greatness to you. That things happen to us to figure out what it is that we need. And it's just something interesting that I just spend a lot of time with, just looking at stuff out here and paying attention to just this world out here, and just seeing that concept go on all the time. That the weather changes and things change, and it's not because anything bad is going on or anything happened. No, it's just changes that are going to happen, changes that are going to continue to keep coming to us. Just changes that are all around us that we can't in reality control. And the more that we try to control it, the more you're going to set yourself up for just destruction in a way, because you can't control everything that's going on out here. You can't control everything that someone's going to do to you. You can't control everything that someone's going to say to you. You can only just do what you want and have the expectations of realizing that this is your world, your creation, your ways to be able to do what it is that you need to do. If you don't like where you're at and what's going on with you, change it. Do something different. But you can't think that I'm going to do this and then this greatness is going to come to me. No, just change what you're doing to see what's going to happen from it. We get stuck in the concept of, I hear this a lot and I see this a lot, and I keep on hearing this keep getting preached over and over, that the reason bad things come to you is because you're a bad person. The reason bad things happen to anybody around you and near you is because you're a bad person. As opposed to just looking at it as just a life lesson, something to figure out that you need to better yourself with and get through, as opposed to you just being a bad person and a bad being on this planet. That is just absolutely destructive, and so destructive in a way that it could really suppress you to make you feel as if you're just an absolutely nobody on this planet. And that's something that we should do our absolute best to make sure that that's not what we're paying attention to, of realizing that we are living and we are experiencing, and just because the great things aren't coming to you doesn't mean that you're not doing something right. Just because the great things are over there and you can't quite touch it and it's not quite there yet doesn't mean that you're not on the right path of doing what it is you need to do. And the beauty behind that is, a lot of times I hear the same thing being said about that, but also I have a good understanding of we're not perfect. And we say shouldn't try to be, but we shouldn't try to be, because we're not going to be. We got to just do what we're going to do. You're going to help out some people, but helping some people may destroy them. You may actually think you're doing good, and then you actually, in the end, just absolutely put them through a high level of devastation. And just because in your mind you think you're doing good to that person that you're doing that good to, you may be destroying. So in reality, you shouldn't strive to just try to do all this stuff so perfect and all so great and always be that helping hand for every little thing, because you're going to hurt yourself if you're thinking that doing all that is going to bring you happiness, is going to bring you the joy. You're going to find out real fast that just doesn't happen that way. It doesn't work that way on this planet, and as unfortunate as it is, that's just what it is. And having a better understanding of knowing that we could just only do what it is that we can do. We can only just make happen what it is that we can make happen. And the more you try to force something to get something, the more you're going to hurt yourself, the more that you're going to end up in absolute just strife and struggle. And multiple times that I just read many of the things in my Bible of just knowing that there's seasons that happen. Sometimes you're going to have it in abundance and have a lot. Sometimes you're going to have a little and you're going to be in scarcity of barely being able to make it. That has nothing to do with your goodness or your badness. That has everything to do with just the way that this world works. Sometimes out here, everything is just gone and it's not here. And then right now it's here. When I look at this here, I don't know what it is, but it's just absolutely spectacular. This is my favorite of Texas, the wildflowers. I don't even know what it's called still, but this is my favorite one of them all. I know everybody likes the blue bonnets around here, but this here is just is spectacular to me. It's just amazing to me. It's just the neatest of the coolest look. It's just, I don't know what it is, but it just brings excitement to me when I see it. And when I get to see it, I'm just like, hey, things are looking good. Things are looking great. Things are just super amazing. And it's something that I haven't been able to see in reality for a couple of years, because something was going on that it didn't come. It doesn't mean anything negative. It doesn't mean anything bad. It doesn't mean anything destructive, but it's something that just keeps on changing. And when we see this out here changing, we know that we as a human being are also changing, that we are also going through different seasons of, sometimes it's not going to be there. Then other times it's going to be an overabundance. I mean, it's an overabundance of what's going on over here. Even on my field, I'm starting to even get there. It's starting to become a very interesting sight out here, that just because it wasn't there doesn't mean that bad times and bad things and this and that. And that's something that I want more of us to really have a better understanding of, with just getting out of and getting away from the concept and the idea that bad things are happening because you're bad. Good things happen because you're good. And if you're not getting good things to you, that must mean that you're just a destructive person on this planet, because that can really set you down a downward spiral of really a whole lot of self-hate. And when you start having a whole lot of self-hate starts to hating other people around you, because when you see somebody doing good, you start to get jealous and envious over that, because hate starts all of that. If you can get yourself completely away from that, you're going to see someone doing good and say, hey man, good job, you're doing good, regardless if you're hurting and you're struggling. You're going to be able to look out and be able to appreciate and help people and help others be able to keep on getting in a better place, even if you are struggling and even if you are in lack. And that's going to be able to bring us a way better experience between person to person out here, with being able to just really have it in us to help one another, as opposed to try to sabotage one another. Because when you're hurting, when you have a lot of self-hate inside of yourself, that's all that you want everyone else around you to be. And if you do that, you're going to project that, and you're going to force that, and you're going to be that, and you're just going to be a disturbing person using negative manipulation to try to destroy people to be in the state that you're in, as opposed to seeing the best in them and knowing that that's happening for them now. there may be a time, and there's going to be a time, that it's not looking so great for them, that they're going to start to be struggling. And with that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for an interesting overabundance of what I personally see out here with the times of changing today, that I'm in a situation today where things are looking so much better and looking so much greater, and becoming to be so much more. And it's something that I greatly appreciate to be able to be around. That just being around a group of flowers like this, of seeing the abundance of it, is something that just lets me see the greatness that's on this planet. Lets me see the amazingness on this planet. Lets me see the absolute wonders of this planet, and getting myself away from seeing that everything is just doom and gloom and everything is just dead and destruction and everything is just dying. That I get to see the realness, that no, I can't make no money from this. No, I can't give this to someone to be able to feed somebody with. But it's just the abundance of it is just brings more, I feel like, joy to me than an abundance of money that would come to me, an abundance of a resource to be able to buy more things come to me. This abundance here to me is something that could just really get inside of you to make you rethink everything that's going on, because it really just humbles you in a way to just let you realize that everything out here is growing and doing something. And when it comes to be an over excess amount, it can really just upgrade and amplify your life into being something absolutely great. And it's something that we should pay more attention to, of seeing the true abundance that's out here, as opposed to the abundance of money and the abundance of stuff. That the abundance of this earth and this land and these trees and these flowers and these grasses and dirt and the animals is something amazing to be able to be a part of. And it's something that just naturally happens. And it's very interesting that everything out here naturally turns into abundance, except us as humans. We're always in this struggle and in this lack and in this complication. And that's a manufactured lack. That's a manufactured confusion. That has nothing to do with what we should naturally be. What we should naturally be is how these flowers out here growing, just going and making stuff happen. And just being here, I don't know what it is. I wish that I could bring more people here, and in reality, this guy should open up a little drive-through so you could just check it out and just see it, because when you're around it, it does something to you. It changes you. It's just beautiful. And being around some beautiful stuff sometimes is absolutely amazing. And I just want to say thank you.